For roughly 300,000 years, the human species evolved outdoors, constantly adapting to the sun, the weather, and the terrain. But today, people living in modern industrialized nations spend roughly 90% of their lives trapped inside climate-controlled, right-angled boxes. This radical shift in habitat has created what researchers call biological darkness, a severe separation from the natural systems our bodies are wired to expect. Without those natural environmental cues, we experience a biological mismatch that acts as a primary driver for chronic stress, disruptive sleep disorders, and cognitive fatigue. In the 1980s, biologist E.O. Wilson popularized a concept to explain exactly what we were missing: biophilia. The term translates to the love of life, and it represents humanity's innate biological affinity for living things and natural systems. Historically, we've treated interior design as a purely aesthetic pursuit, choosing paint colors and furniture layouts to make a space look nice. But from a strict evolutionary standpoint, the environments we construct for ourselves are a matter of biological survival. That brings us to biophilic design. This is a rigorous, neuro-architectural framework that engineers nature back into our habitats to cure biological darkness. Seamlessly integrating the natural world into our homes and offices is a vital necessity to reclaim our baseline human health. Biophilic design operates on three core pillars. The first is the direct physical presence of nature within a built space. This graph shows a 24-hour cycle, comparing human hormone levels against the arc of natural sunlight. As the sun's color spectrum shifts from morning blue to evening amber, it directly regulates our circadian rhythms. These light cues color our bodies when to produce cortisol for energy and when to release melatonin for sleep. Inside, static artificial lights disrupt this cycle. To fix this, designers use biocentric lighting. These advanced LED systems dynamically shift their color temperature and intensity throughout the day to match the sun's natural curve, preventing cognitive crashes and optimizing employee focus. Beyond light, this pillar includes introducing physical elements like living plants and indoor water features. Green walls actively filter airborne toxins and increase oxygen levels, while the sound of moving water provides natural acoustic masking against distracting background noise. Direct nature integration hacks our immediate sensory inputs. It tricks our biology into the restorative, high-performance state we usually only experience when we are actually outdoors. The second pillar is natural analogues. When you cannot bring actual living elements inside, you mimic nature's forms instead. One of the most effective ways to do this is through fractals. These are complex, repeating geometric patterns found universally in tree branches, snowflakes, and coastlines. This geometric visualization shows a fractal pattern, where a single simple shape branches and repeats at different scales. Neuroaesthetic research by Dr. Richard Taylor has shown that because we evolved surrounded by these specific patterns, the human visual cortex is hardwired to process them with minimal effort. Viewing these specific natural fractal patterns automatically triggers a physiological resonance. When researchers monitor brain activity using an EEG, a medical test that measures electrical impulses in the brain, they see erratic stress waves smooth out into relaxed alpha waves, reducing human stress levels by up to 60%. This science also explains art. These exact stress-reducing fractals are heavily present in Jackson Pollock's famous poured paintings, giving his chaotic canvases a subconscious biological appeal. You can apply natural analogues in your own home by utilizing biomorphic forms, adding curved furniture, and incorporating organic materials with highly visible wood or stone grain. Natural analogues act as visual medicine. They bypass our conscious mind entirely to soothe the nervous system through familiar, evolutionary geometry. The third pillar is the nature of the space. This focuses on how our evolutionary survival instincts dictate our psychological comfort within a room's layout. This relies on two primal concepts: prospect, which is having an open, clear view to spot danger or opportunity, and refuge, which is having a safe, enclosed, and protected place to hide. In interior layouts, you apply these concepts by pairing open-plan collaborative areas that offer wide sightlines with enclosed, cozy reading nooks or focus pods where your back is protected. We can elevate spatial design further using smart biophilic systems. By incorporating IoT sensors, devices that connect to the internet to monitor their surroundings in real time, we can dynamically automate the indoor environment. These smart systems gather data to modulate window shading, adjust the temperature, and vary the airflow to mimic the subtle, unpredictable, and non-rhythmic breezes of the outdoors. Proper spatial design satisfies our deepest primal needs for safety and environmental awareness. It eliminates the low-grade anxiety caused by sitting in a sterile, overexposed room. When you combine these three pillars at the macro scale, you can transform massive architectural structures into living, breathing ecosystems. The Bosco Verticale in Milan proves that entire skyscrapers can function as vertical forests, housing tens of thousands of plants on their terraces. Buildings like this demonstrate that modern technological advancement does not require the erasure of nature. The two can be seamlessly synthesized. But reclaiming our biological habitat doesn't require $1 million architectural overhaul or a massive corporate budget. You can take actionable steps today. Open a blind to maximize daylight, adopt a low-maintenance snake plant, or introduce a small fountain for the sound of running water. By understanding our evolutionary biology, we can intentionally engineer nature back into our daily lives. We have the tools to transform the artificial boxes we inhabit into active, healing habitats.